Los Angeles, Chinatown, Bruce Lee's Junfan Gung Fu Institute, March 1971, Saturday afternoon, 2 a.m. 10 p.m. The training hall is packed. 300 students sitting cross-legged on polished wooden floors. The smell of incense mixing with sweat. Afternoon sun streaming through tall windows, casting long shadows across the space. This is not just another martial arts school. This is Bruce Lee's laboratory, where tradition meets innovation, where ancient wisdom collides with modern combat science. Bruce Lee stands at the center, 30 years old, 5'7", 135 pounds, wearing his signature black training pants. No shirt. His physique is extraordinary. Not bulky, not massive, lean, every muscle defined like a sculpture carved from stone. But what makes him remarkable is not his body, it is his presence. The way he moves, the way 300 people watch him in complete silence, waiting, learning, absorbing. Bruce is demonstrating Chi-Sao, sticking hands, a Wing Chun sensitivity drill. His partner is Dan Inosanto, Bruce's closest student. They stand close, forearms touching, eyes locked, moving in fluid patterns. Bruce explains as he demonstrates, feel, don't think. Your body must respond before your mind understands. When he moves, you move. Not reaction. Connection. The students watch intently, some taking notes, others recording mentally. Everyone understands they are witnessing something special, something that will define martial arts for generations. The front door opens, sunlight floods in, a figure enters, tall, 6'0", lean but muscular build, red hair, intense blue eyes, wearing a white karate gi, black belt tied at his waist. This is Chuck Norris, 31 years old, professional karate champion, multiple tournament victories, teaching his own school across town. Respected in the martial arts community, known for his discipline, his technical precision, his competitive fire. Chuck walks through the training hall. Students turn to look. Bruce stops his demonstration, smiles, waves Chuck over. Chuck, good to see you, my friend. They shake hands. Genuine warmth between them. They have met several times at tournaments. Mutual respect, both dedicated to martial arts, both pushing boundaries. But they represent different philosophies, different approaches. Chuck is traditional karate, linear, powerful, structured. Bruce is Jeet Kune Do, fluid, adaptive, formless. Bruce, sorry to interrupt. I was hoping we could talk. Of course, please sit. Bruce gestures to the front of the class. Chuck hesitates. He did not expect an audience, but he came here for a reason. He sits, 300 pairs of eyes watching. Bruce, I've been watching your demonstrations, reading your interviews. You say traditional martial arts are too rigid, too limited, that forms and katas are obsolete. Bruce nods slowly. I say they can be limiting if practiced without understanding. The form is not the truth. The form is the finger pointing at the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you'll miss all that heavenly glory. Chuck's jaw tightens slightly. He practices kata daily. Forms are the foundation of his training, his discipline, his art. With respect, Bruce, karate has been refined over centuries. The techniques work. The forms exist because they contain proven principles. Your approach, this Jeet Kune Do, seems to discard everything. No structure, no discipline, just chaos. The training hall goes quiet. This is not casual conversation anymore. This is a challenge, not hostile, not aggressive, but a challenge nonetheless. 300 students feel the tension building. Bruce remains calm, his expression neutral, not offended, not defensive, just listening. Chuck, I'm not discarding anything, I'm liberating. Karate is beautiful, powerful, effective, but it has limitations. All systems do. When you practice only one style, you develop blind spots, weaknesses. I'm saying use what works, discard what doesn't, add what is uniquely your own. Chuck stands, his body language shifting, more assertive, more confrontational. Theory is easy, Bruce. Words are easy. But in a real fight, structure beats chaos. Discipline beats improvisation. Power beats speed. I've won 43 consecutive tournament fights using traditional karate. Not Jeet Kune Do, karate. Bruce stands as well, the space between them electrically charged. Dan Inosanto shifts position, ready to intervene if needed. The students are frozen. Is this really happening? Are these two legends about to clash? Chuck, tournaments are not real fights. They have rules, weight classes, judges, padding. Real combat has none of those things. Chuck's face flushes slightly, his pride touched. He has dedicated his life to competition, to perfecting his technique, to proving karate's effectiveness. And Bruce just dismissed it. Then show me. Show everyone here. Prove that your way is better than centuries of karate tradition. Bruce looks at Chuck for a long moment, assessing. Not the challenge itself, but Chuck's intention. Is this ego or genuine desire to learn? Bruce sees something in Chuck's eyes, not arrogance, desperation. The desperation of a man who has built his entire identity on one foundation and is now being told that foundation might be incomplete. You want to test techniques? Bruce asks quietly. I want to test philosophy, your philosophy against mine. No rules, no pads, just truth. The students murmur. This is unprecedented. Dan Inosanto stands. Bruce, maybe we should... Bruce raises his hand. Dan stops. Bruce turns to the students. Everyone, move to the walls. Clear the center. 300 people scramble, forming a large circle, leaving the center floor empty. Just Bruce and Chuck, master and champion of philosophy versus tradition. Chuck removes his GI top. Underneath, his torso is muscular. Strong, years of conditioning visible in every line. He drops into a traditional karate stance. Front stance. Zenkutsu dachi. Left foot forward. Right fist chambered at his hip. Left fist extended. Guard up. Weight distribution, perfect. Textbook form. Bruce does not take a stance. He just stands. Natural. Relaxed. Hands at his sides. Not even in a fighting position. This infuriates Chuck more than any insult could. Are you going to fight or dance? Chuck asks, his voice tight. I'm going to show you something. But first, attack me. Use your best karate technique. The one you trust most. The one that has won you 43 fights. Show me the power of tradition. Chuck breathes, focuses. He has thrown this technique 10,000 times. Reverse punch. Jakuzuki. Explosive, devastating. Tournament enders. He shifts his weight, rotates his hips. His right fist launches forward like a piston. Perfect form, perfect speed, perfect power. Bruce is not there. He has moved. Offline. Just slightly. 2 inches to the right. Chuck's fist cuts through empty air. Chuck recovers quickly. Good footwork. Resets. Tries again. This time a front kick. Mei-Jerry. Snapping. Fast. Aimed at Bruce's midsection. Bruce's hand moves. Barely. Just a flicker. His palm makes contact with Chuck's. Chuck's shin, not blocking. Redirecting. Chuck's kick flows past Bruce's body, harmlessly. Chuck is off balance now, committed to a movement that found no target. Bruce steps in. Close. Too close for Chuck to punch effectively. Bruce's hand rises. Slowly. Everyone can see it. No speed. No power. Just placement. His fingertips stop 1 inch from Chuck's throat, resting there gently. In a real fight, Bruce says softly, this would be over. Chuck freezes. He feels the fingers at his throat. Understands that if Bruce had wanted, if Bruce had committed force, Chuck's windpipe would be crushed. 7 seconds have passed since Chuck threw his first punch. 7 seconds of Chuck attacking and Bruce demonstrating. Not dominating, not defeating, demonstrating. Bruce steps back, gives Chuck space. Chuck stands there, his breathing heavy, not from exertion, from realization. Everything he thought he knew about fighting, about distance, about timing, has just been challenged. He threw his best techniques. They meant nothing. Bruce didn't even try to hit him, just showed him how vulnerable he was. Your karate is excellent, Chuck, really excellent. Your form is perfect. Your power is real. But you're predictable. I knew what you were going to do before you did it. Because you've been trained to do specific techniques in specific ways. Your body has grooved those patterns so deeply that you can't deviate. In a tournament where everyone follows the same rules and uses the same style, you're dominant. But against someone who doesn't follow those patterns, someone who adapts, you have no answer. Chuck's hands drop to his sides. His ego is shattered, but something else is happening. A door is opening in his mind, a realization that everything he's been taught might be incomplete. Not wrong, incomplete. How? Chuck asks, his voice barely above a whisper. How did you see it coming? Because you telegraph. Your stance shows your intention. Your shoulder drops before your punch. Your hip rotates before your kick. You're moving in a sequence. I just have to read the sequence. Traditional karate teaches you to be powerful. I'm teaching something different. To be invisible. To strike from nowhere, to adapt to your opponent instead of forcing your opponent to adapt to you. Chuck looks down at his hands. These hands that have wishfully won 43 consecutive fights. These hands that have broken boards and bricks. These hands that he thought were weapons. Now they feel inadequate, insufficient. Bruce, Chuck's voice cracks. I've dedicated my life to karate. Everything I am comes from that discipline. And you just showed me in 7 seconds that it's not enough. Bruce steps forward, places his hand on Chuck's shoulder, not patronizing, brotherly. No, Chuck, I showed you that it's a foundation, a beautiful, strong foundation. But you can build on it. You don't have to abandon karate. You have to expand it. Add grappling, add boxing, add street fighting principles. Add what works and discard what doesn't. That's Jeet Kune Do. The way of no way, using no technique as technique. Chuck looks up. His eyes are wet, not with shame, with understanding, with the relief that comes when someone who was lost finds a path. Will you teach me? Bruce smiles. I will teach you to teach yourself. Come to my school 3 times a week. Train with my students. But more importantly, go back to your karate school. Keep teaching karate, but start asking questions. Start testing. Start evolving. Don't be a karate man, be a martial artist. The training hall erupts, 300 students standing, applauding. They have witnessed something extraordinary. Not a fight, not a victory, a transformation. The moment a champion became a student again. Weeks pass, Chuck returns as promised. 3 times a week, training with Bruce, learning, absorbing, but something interesting happens. Chuck doesn't abandon his karate, he refines it. He adds Bruce's principles, trapping, sensitivity drills, adaptive footwork. His karate becomes something new, something hybrid, something uniquely his. Months later, Chuck enters another tournament. His 44th fight, his opponent is aggressive, unorthodox, using techniques Chuck has never seen in competition. 6 months ago, this would have confused Chuck, would have broken his rhythm, but now Chuck adapts. He reads the patterns, adjusts his distance, waits for the opening. When it comes, he strikes. Not with traditional reverse punch, with a modified version, faster, more direct, less telegraphed. The fight ends in seconds. After the match, reporters swarm Chuck. Chuck, your style looked different today. More fluid. What changed? Chuck smiles. I met someone who showed me that being perfect at one thing is less valuable than being adaptable at everything. Bruce Lee taught me that 7 seconds of truth is worth more than years of comfortable illusion. Years later, in the 1990s, Chuck Norris is a global action star. Movies, television, martial arts schools worldwide bearing his name. In an interview, he's asked about his greatest fight. Chuck doesn't hesitate. March 1971, Bruce Lee's school. It wasn't a fight, it was a lesson. Bruce could have humiliated me in front of 300 people. Instead, he showed me respect by showing me truth. He dismantled my technique in 7 seconds, then spent the next 3 years helping me rebuild it better. Everything I became after that day, every movie, every fight scene, every student I taught, all of it traces back to those 7 seconds when Bruce Lee showed me that tradition without evolution is stagnation. The interviewer asked, "Did he hurt you?" Chuck shakes his head. He didn't need to. The truth hurt enough, but it also freed me. Before that day, I was a karate champion. After that day, I became a martial artist. That's the difference Bruce Lee showed me. Champions win fights. Martial artists transcend them. The story becomes legend in martial arts circles. The day Chuck Norris challenged Bruce Lee. The day 7 seconds changed a champion's entire worldview. The day tradition met evolution and learned they could coexist. Both men are gone now. Bruce Lee died in 1973. Chuck Norris is retired. But their legacy lives in every mixed martial artist, every fighter who studies multiple styles, every student who understands that the art is not the style. The art is the growth. Bruce Lee's words echo through decades. Absorb what is useful. Discard what is useless. Add what is specifically your own. Chuck Norris proved those words, not by abandoning karate, by expanding it, by letting 7 seconds of humility transform into a lifetime of mastery. The greatest fights are not won with fists, they are won with wisdom. And the greatest victories are not over opponents. They are over our own limitations, our own ego, our own resistance to growth. 7 seconds, 300 witnesses, 2 legends, 1 lesson that changed martial arts forever.